Hey, everybody. Welcome to Mid America Dirt. I'm Skip, and I am super excited to be joined by Haleigh Gross. Haleigh, how are you doing this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So, where are you going next month?
Oh gosh. Just here in I guess it's 2 weeks from today. The Dome at America Center.
That's awesome. Have you raced that before?
I have not. This will be my first year that I've ever gotten an invite. I could be wrong, but I think I'm the only female to get invited. Years ago when it wasn't invite only, there was another female that I knew that raced there. But yeah, I'm super excited.
I bet you are. I bet you are super excited. So have you, I'm sure you've been up there to watch, right?
Oh gosh, yes. Like the past 4 years, definitely in a row.
That's cool. That's super cool. Well, let me get your story, Haleigh. I mean, tell me your racing story. Do you come from a racing family?
Oh goodness. So it goes pretty far back. It's easiest just to share that my dad races currently. I race, and then my little sister races. My uncle Tim Nash, old number seven garage. Everybody knows him from there. He races on my mom's side, and then my dad's brother on his side. He used to race. He hasn't in the last couple years due to some health issues and some accidents and injuries and things. But he's raced everything from stock car to modified to sprint car. And
Oh,
then
okay.
their dad dabbled in racing as well.
Okay. So when did you get started in racing?
This is my third full season racing, but my fifth season in total. I had a
Okay.
couple seasons where I only had like 5 to 7 nights. So I don't technically count those. However, they are nights in a car.
Okay. So what class do you race for people who don't know?
I race the A modified class. It's a UMP A mod. I'm from Missouri.
Okay. All right. So what tracks do you normally race at? Do you race like a series or do you just pick and choose?
So we're UMP sanctioned. When the Mars series comes around, we like to hit up a few Mars races, some summer national races. The main tracks we race at really this past season, we raced at Peevely a whole lot.
Okay.
Here in Missouri, Brownstown Bullring, that's an amazing track. Actually, the same guy owns both of them starting this season, Josh Carroll. Awesome tracks. If you can get there, get there. I definitely recommend them both. Tri-City, we race at. We race at Benton Speedway. Poplar Bluff doesn't have many races anymore, but when they do, we try to make it down there. And we raced at Highland. We raced at Macon. We really just traveled all throughout Illinois and Missouri this year.
Uh,
And it was awesome to see the caliber of drivers at other tracks.
yeah. That's super cool. Yeah, that's a lot of tracks right there. And you know what? I don't think I've been to any of those that you mentioned yet.
Really?
Next season, hopefully next season I can get up there. I haven't been, around that Illinois, St. Louis area, to see any races yet. Mostly just Oklahoma, Kansas and Arkansas, and Southwest Missouri. Um, so what's the furthest you've been to race?
The furthest I've personally raced, I raced one time at Why Not Motorsports Park in
Okay.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
And then, but I didn't race a full night. It got rained out that night. And then, Paducah, Kentucky would be the next one that was the furthest.
Yeah. I've heard about that place too. I'd like to get over there and see it. How'd you like that track?
It was really neat. That banking at that track is amazing. I'd never been to at that time, it was a bigger track than I had ever been to. So I didn't know quite what to expect, but also the most banked track that I had ever ran. I believe I ran there twice. If I'm thinking correctly. It was a couple seasons ago, but this competition was great. It was a super neat track.
No, that's cool. So for people who don't know, hey, and tell me too, so can you come down here and race A mods like in the four state area, like in Oklahoma and Kansas and stuff, or is it like is
Are
your
you guys
car not set
are
up right?
you USRA?
I think so.
Okay. So it's not as hard to go to UMP to USRA, but there are some like little minute rules, tire rules, things like that. I think you
Okay.
guys run a little bit different. So I would just have to look over that rule book, but a
Right.
lot of tracks are probably pretty similar there.
Yeah, I'd say so. So you got UMP, what IMCA is another one.
There's UMP, IMCA, USRA. Um, I guess you could
Can't.
say USMTS because I think they have their own little set of rules. And then that's all I can think of right now. WISSOTA, there's WISSOTA.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Once
Yeah,
you get further up north.
yeah. So, I mean, how do you like it? How do you like racing cars? Is it just did you think the whole time you were coming up that you were going to be in a car?
Oh no. I so growing up as a kid, I played just about every sport but basketball. I was a die-hard sport player. Volleyball and softball, I played from the time I could start all the way until I stopped, which was actually around COVID. I actually wanted to play sports in college. However, that didn't happen, and I'm pretty thankful that it didn't because that also let the door open for me to get into a car. So my dad didn't start racing until this is his eighth season. So he's only been racing three or three and a half more seasons than me. Like I said, his brother and my other uncle also always raced, but he never got in a car himself. So he started racing somewhere around probably my sophomore, freshman year, somewhere there, high school. And then I really took a liking to it about the third year he started racing. And I remember that third year, the whole year, I would text my mom at school and I would send her race car wrap. And I would be
That's
like, "This
awesome.
is gonna be my wrap if I ever drive a race car." And it was lots of them. She's got a screenshot somewhere floating around on Facebook or something. But she always reshares it when it pops up on her memories because at the time it was a joke. You know, I was never gonna end
You
up in
didn't
a
think
race
you were
car
going to.
probably.
Yeah.
And then they ended up sitting me down one day. It was probably, if I want to say a time frame. It was probably somewhere between November to January. So right in the off season here in Missouri, right when you're starting to get cars ready. And they sat me down and they said, how serious are you about racing? And I was like, well, I'd love to race. And they were like, well, one, you've never been in a car. And like I'd never drove a go-kart or anything on dirt. I just drove like yard
Wow.
go-karts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, they're like, "So you've never been in a car, so what if you don't even like it? And, how are you gonna keep up with everything? Because 'Cause you've got work, you've got a full-time job at this point." I graduated a year early, so I was already working full-time, and basically, they told me that night that if this was something I was serious about, that they would try to figure out a way for me to race. My dad had 2 cars at the time, but they were both A mods. And around here, you had to have A mods are 4 bar,
Yeah.
B mods around here are 3 link. So it takes quite a bit to, change a car around to be a B mod if it's already an A mod. So he was like, I really don't want to mess those 2 cars up and put them to a B mod. And let's see if we can find you a B mod somewhere. So they ended up finding, his name's Dog. That's what we call him at least. And he sponsors my uncle or sponsored my uncle when we race. And he had a B mod sitting out in the garage out at his house. And he lent it to me that year and I raced it. And the first night I jumped in and I fell in love.
That's super cool. Super cool. So you jumped straight into the top class of modifieds.
I actually jumped straight into the B mods and I really only want to say I had probably 11 nights in a B mod before I jumped straight to an A mod.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. So
But
how big is the difference between an A mod and a B mod?
at our local track, it's pretty big. It's a lot of horsepower difference. Um, but the talent level is quite a bit different as well.
I got you. So do you wrench on them?
Yes. Yeah. So I do most of the work. Dad obviously helps me when I need help. There's still some things I'm learning. I'll never say that I've got the setup down pat because I'm still learning all of that. I've gotten to the point the last couple years, and especially being around and traveling with other race teams, that I can understand kind of what setup changes to make throughout the night. But man, the track's always changing, and sometimes it's better to do this, and sometimes it's better to do this. And
Right.
which corner do I touch without messing the other corner up, and all the things. And so, I lean on dad a lot for the setup stuff. But weekly maintenance, that's all me.
Okay. Well, that's super cool. Yeah, the setup stuff, I mean, it's just kind of, I mean, it's kind of hit and miss for everybody, isn't it? I mean, even though people are really good, I mean, really experienced teams sometimes don't get it right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Um, so the dome, do you have merch for the dome?
I do. I actually just was on pre-order, but the pre-order got shut down. I think I shut it down last Friday, maybe, just because we had to have enough time to get those shirts in my possession for me to ship them out. However,
Right.
we do have t-shirts, we've got crew necks, we've got hoodies, and those are all going to be sold at the Dome. We've also got a couple other things. I've got some stickers that'll be sold there, some pullback cars,
Cool.
and then I've got some cups. The cups are actually available on the website right now,
Okay.
grossfamilyracing.com. But everything else will be sold at the Dome at the Trackside Racewear booth. They've still not given them the numbers, I don't think yet, as to where they'll be at within the concourse. But if there's anything left over from the Dome, it will be put back on our website.
Okay. Super cool. That's super cool. And
Awesome.
and people can see that on your social media as well. Is that right?
Yes, I will
Okay.
post it on primarily I post and keep everybody updated on Facebook, but I do post on the YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram as well.
Okay. So you guys are on YouTube too? I did not know that.
Yes,
Do
yes.
you know what the name of it is? Can you tell us what the name is?
Yeah, it's just Gross Family Racing.
Okay, cool. All right,
Yeah.
definitely check that out, folks. Check out all her social media. I'll link it in the description so people can go find it. And so, let me ask you this question. I didn't ask you this. What is your favorite track to run on? Do you have a favorite?
Oh goodness. I honestly loved Macon. I've only been there the one time, and that was a month and a half or 2 months ago. It's a little tight bull ring. It's pretty small. It's actually probably equivalent to what the dome size is, or I don't know if you're familiar with Doe Runway Raceway,
Yes,
but they're pretty similar. And man, it was fun. It was really fun.
that's super cool. So, what about like Lake of the Ozarks? Have you ever been up there? I hear that's a pretty nice place.
I have not, if I'm not mistaken, though, I don't believe they run modifieds anymore. I think they took those away. I could be wrong. I think it's only sprint cars now, though.
Okay, yeah, that's a power eye track, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I thought. It really is. You guys got a
I
bunch of good racetracks up there.
there's a lot. I mean, honestly, I would say if you're looking to either make a racing career or if you're looking to just improve as a driver, spend a couple weekends or weeks or months up here and race because you can race 4 or 5 nights a week up here during the season.
That's
And
awesome.
I mean, just keep going at different racetracks every night if you want to.
Yeah, that's super cool. It really is. Haley, what would you tell, let's say it is ladies week, so I'll ask you this. So what would you tell little girls, a woman that's wanting to get into racing? What would you tell them about it? How cool is it?
I would tell them it's awesome, that there's so much support for female racers, for women in racing, that there literally is. Honestly, there's a community for it. I have tons of female and women racers that are my friends, and we communicate daily, weekly, monthly, and it's awesome. The other thing is, I would tell them to not be discouraged by the few people or the other drivers that are maybe um, just don't like that you're a female racing against them because
Do you run
uh
into that?
you do. It's rare
Wow.
and it's
Okay.
hard to pick up on. They won't show it very out front, but you do
Yeah.
run into it. But I would tell them that don't be discouraged that you can do it just as good as they can, if not better.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hey, I had Christy Barnett on here on my first ladies week I did. She's a mod driver from I think she races mainly at Vado Speedway.
Mhm.
And yeah, she no mercy. That's her slogan, and she
Yeah.
means it. I mean, she
For the
really does.
first yeah.
She's pretty cool.
For the first couple seasons that I raced, I didn't pick up on a lot. I was kind of naive to the fact that there were men out there that didn't necessarily love being either beat or racing with a girl, and would do anything in their power to just not be beat by a girl. And by no means was I like cream of the crop and great from the get go, but I did a few times, pass some people or pass a couple people, and they tried to get dirty back with me, and I would just kind of take it and shell up. And my dad finally looked at me and he was like, "Give it back to them. Like if they door you, door them back. And I know that you don't want to drive like that." And we're very respectful racers, but when it comes to that, if they're going to use you up, you use them right back up because they're going to do it every time unless you put a stop to it.
100% agree with that. 100%. Yeah. I mean, I'm a girl dad, now a girl grandpa. So, eventually, my granddaughter's little bit, hopefully I can get her going here at some point. That'd be super cool. So that's kind of the reason I do this is, to get that. And plus I've had a lot of people, want me to do this. So, and I love it. I love to see it. I really do. And I don't know. It's just, you're right. I mean, there's no reason a lady can't do this just as good as anybody else. And it's really cool to see wrenching on the cars. I mean, because I don't know anything about it. That's what's sad. I mean, I couldn't tell you anything about the setup on those vehicles. I'm just a fan, so it's cool for me to see that too. Um,
Yeah.
and so what's your plan? Do you have a plan for the future? Are you going to keep doing this and getting more involved in it and doing more or what?
So I've always said I want to do it as long as I can. Obviously until life were to ever throw a wrench in that. Right now I'm trying to gain as much sponsorship in things that I can to be able to financially do it hopefully on my own in some form of fashion, other than sponsorship, of course. But my dad is a huge hand in what I do, and I wouldn't be able to do really my whole family, but my dad's business is our main sponsor, and he's the reason we're able to do all of the stuff that we do. And everybody knows racing is not cheap and it costs a lot
Right.
of money. So I'll do it until the funds run out.
How hard is it? Tell people how hard is it to get sponsorship? I mean, and how important I mean, it's super important.
It's
And
super important because all of us know that we live the American dream and we work 9 to 5 or whatever your hours work. And some of us make more money than others do, and some don't, and all the things. And if you're just trying to race off of a biweekly paycheck, it's probably not going to work out very well. And that's just the cold, hard truth about it if you don't
yeah,
have sponsorship. Now, if you have really good sponsorship behind you and you just only have to put just a little bit of your own money into racing, then it'll probably work out for you really well. I think it's the guys that struggle. I watched you and Blaze's podcast, and I really liked
oh,
some of
you
the things
did?
that.
Hey, that's
Yeah, I
super
did.
cool.
I did. It was really good, but um, I think that's the weekly guys that struggle to keep up with the bigger guys.
Yeah.
The local track guys, they struggle a little bit more than anybody else. And I would say a lot of that is because a you've got to be a really good marketer. You've got to market yourself and market the business side of racing and how you can promote
Help a
their
business,
business
right?
and
Yeah.
help their business and drive customers to what they're doing. Because if you ask the lawn care business to be on the side of your race car, they're going to probably be like, I don't really know much about racing, and why should I be on the side? And what's it going to do for me?" And you have to be able to hit them back with, well, we have this many followers, or we have this many people that have eyes on the race car, or,
Right.
whatever the case may be. We travel to this many tracks, and whatever it is, that part's really hard if you've not got that marketing background, or
Yeah.
at least a way to let them know what you can do for them.
And it's not just the car. I mean, you guys promote your sponsors on social media.
Hmm.
And I mean, so that's really big right there. And your social media is really good. Yeah, I know you get a lot of views and stuff, and that's a lot of people seeing the business. I mean, that's why I'm helping out Morgan.
Yeah.
Um, they're a local towing company over here, and they, they wanted to help me out on the Texas trip, so I'm helping them out. You know what I mean? So um, it's about it's not just about the car; it's about all the other stuff you can do also.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
It's definitely a lot, but I would say you kind of asked me what I would say to a younger girl or a girl wanting to get into racing. Probably if you're someone that does social media, start up a social media account for your racing because it's not only going to help you in the long run, it's going to promote you as a driver, especially if you've got talent or you're running consistently. It's going to market yourself to sponsors automatically even if you don't aren't reaching that goal towards them or asking sponsors. They might take a notice and a liking to you and what you're doing or your
yeah.
morals or your values and anything. Just
Personality.
kind of it puts
Yeah,
you out there and it allows for those connections. And I wouldn't even be able to go to the dome if it weren't for our social media. There's so many sponsors on that car that I've never met them before. And they reached out to me and they wanted to help me. And I'm be
that's
honest, I
awesome.
cried like 4 times because it was just so overwhelming.
Yeah, yeah, that's super awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of it's personality too. Talking to folks,
Yes.
networking, talking to folks, and getting to know people, and I mean, and a lot of times real connections too. I mean, that's why I like meeting the people that I have. Like if I haven't met somebody, like I haven't met you in person on the podcast, maybe I'll can at the dome or somewhere. It's really cool for me to meet people and watch them race in person. Um, that's one of my favorite things to do. So yeah, the connections, the helping people out, the personalities, and for businesses, I mean, it's not just the cars, it's not just the people that see at the track, it's, that person promoting your stuff. And it is, and race fans are really loyal,
Mhm.
you know? I mean, if I go to the store, I'm not a big Nick Hoffman fan, but if I go to the store and I need an energy drink, guess what? I'm getting an Nos
Yeah.
just because they support racing. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
that kind of thing. Racing fans are loyal like that.
Mhm.
So that's pretty cool. Well, Haleigh, do you have any sponsors you want to thank?
Oh gosh. I mean, we have a lot. If I had a whole list, I'd think all of the ones from the dome. The few off of the top of my head, obviously, Gross Waterproofing and More, TNT and Co. Moving Services, Vitamin Pools, Team PPM Racing Products. They'd hopped on board this year with us and they've been amazing. Hunter, we deal specifically with him, but the whole crew's amazing, but Hunter is awesome. Um, and then, I mean, we've got man, a lot of sponsors. Chase Prather doing our media. He does all of like the camera and the filming while we're on the track
Oh,
when
that's
one of
super
us
cool.
can't. So all of the cool little edits that you see, he does those. Just a lot of them. I would be sitting here rambling all night.
I gotcha. I gotcha. And so, what night are you at the Dome?
I race
Starting out
Friday. I
your
race
Friday
Friday.
night? Okay. So, folks, get up to the Dome, Gateway Dirt Nationals, watch Haleigh race at the Dome. It's a see, and for people who don't know, the Dome is freaking cool.
It's something that I think every race fan or driver should experience at least once, if not more times than that, because every year it tops the last experience or the last time that you were there. And
Yeah.
it's the last 4 years that I've gone, every year it gets better and there's more people and I feel like there's better competition and better drivers and better slide jobs and the whole 9 yards, and I'm grateful to be a part of it, but definitely if you can go, I would go.
Yeah. Super cool. Super cool. So I will link all your stuff in here that you want me to, Haleigh. And folks, get up to the Dome, watch Haleigh race, get yourself some merch, and just have a good time because it's super cool up there. It really
It is.
is.
Yes.
Hey, Haleigh, thanks for coming on here. I really appreciate it. It was super good to talk to you and meet you, and hopefully I get to see you. I don't know how many nights. I may go 1 or 2 nights up there to the Dome. I don't know for sure yet, but hopefully I get to meet you up there.
Well, hopefully I'll see you there.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. For real. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
All right. See ya.